regular meeting for Tuesday, August 11th, 2026. And the time is 6:01. If everybody please rise for a moment of silence, followed by a pledge of allegiance. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so we're going to jump around just a little bit on our agenda. We're going to go to executive session. Item A, Section 551.071, pending or contemplated litigation to wit, Earlene Wilson versus Rollamania LLC, the City of Everman Fire Department, and the City of Everman. The time is 6:02. We're going to go into executive session briefly. We'll be right back. The meeting back to order. The time is 6:08. I'll entertain a motion from executive session.
I move that we ratify the city manager's execution of the settlement agreement in the referenced lawsuit on the terms set forth in the executive session.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Would you poll the council?
Place 1.
Aye.
Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 5.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
You want to do that one first? Okay. All right. So next we're going to, okay, give me just a second. We're going to go to presentations. Item B, proclamation honoring the 50th anniversary of Hickory Stick Barbecue and declaring August 12, 2026 as Hickory Stick Barbecue Day. Okay, whereas Hickory Stick Barbecue was founded in 1976 by the late Johnny Jones and has proudly served Everman and the surrounding region for 50 years, and whereas the restaurant's traditions continues under the ownership and leadership of Johnny's son, Mark Jones, who began working in barbecue at the age of 14 and has devoted decades to perfecting and the preparation and smoking of hickory stick meats, and whereas Hickory Stick Barbecue has remained committed to the traditions established by its founder, including the use of Johnny Jones' original secret sauce recipe, together with quality smoked meats, generous portions, and exceptional customer service. And whereas over the course of 5 decades, Hickory Stick Barbecue has grown from a humble one-room restaurant into a treasured gathering place with multiple dining areas, a patio for special events and celebrations, and catering services that extend its hospitality throughout the community. And whereas Hickory Stick Barbecue has welcomed generations of loyal customers from Everman across Texas, throughout the United States, and around the world, many of whom have become part of the Hickory Stick family. And whereas the restaurant has earned regional and statewide recognition and has been featured by publications including D Magazine, Fort Worth Weekly, Texas Monthly, Fort Worth Magazine, and the Fort Worth Star Telegram. And whereas Hickory Stick Barbecue is far more than a restaurant, having become a beloved Everman institution, a source of local pride and an important part of the history, identity, and character of our community. And whereas Mark, Marcy, and the entire Jones family have been extraordinary partners to the city of Everman, generously supporting community programs, local organizations, civic initiatives, and special events, and neighbors in need. And whereas the city of Everman is proud to recognize Mark and Marcy Jones, family members, employees, customers, and supporters whose hard work and loyalty has contributed to this remarkable 50-year milestone. And whereas August 12, 2026 marks an occasion worthy of celebration and provides an opportunity for the entire community to recognize Hickory Stick Barbecue's enduring legacy of hospitality, service, partnership, and authentic Texas barbecue. Now therefore it be proclaimed by the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, that August 12, 2026 is hereby proclaimed as Hickory Stick Barbecue Day in the City of Everman, Texas. And all residents, businesses, and community partners are encouraged to join the city in celebrating the 50th anniversary of Hickory Stick Barbecue and honoring its outstanding contributions to Everman and the greater community.
Yep. You bet.
Okay, we're going to take a quick recess. Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting back to order. The time is 6:25. We're gonna go to consent agenda, item A, meeting minutes from May 12, 2026, regular meeting, May 26, 2026, special meeting, June 9th, 2026, regular meeting, July 7th, 2026, budget workshop, July 9th, 2026, council workshop, and July 28th, 2026, budget workshop.
Before you entertain a motion, we're going to pull July 7th, 2026 budget workshop. Those minutes were not included on this one. So we're going to pull that one from the consent agenda. All other items will remain the same.
July 7th?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll entertain a motion.
I make the motion to approve the meeting minutes as read, with the exception to pull July 7th, 2026.
Second.
Motion made, second. Any further discussion? Poll the council.
Place 1. Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 5.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
Next item is financials for May 2026 and June 2026. I'll entertain a motion to accept.
I move we accept the financials from May and June 2026.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion?
Just as a note on here, normally we don't do financials in June or August because we're in budget, but Susan worked really hard to make sure we got them to you. And we're 1 month behind because we didn't have a meeting last month, so that's why you're getting 2 months this time. So, but she worked extremely hard to get these to you, even during budget. It should have been on your stack. If not, we can get you a copy.
But they should have been stacked.
After you.
So motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Poll the council.
Place 1.
Aye.
Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 5.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
Next item is proclamation for Gun Safety Awareness Month, August 2026. Whereas unsecured firearms pose a significant safety risk, particularly to children, and when firearms are not stored safely and securely, they are accessible to unsupervised minors, the risk of injury or death increases substantially. And whereas in the United States, approximately 350 children gain access to a loaded firearm each year and unintentionally shoot themselves or another person, and between 2026 and 2024, Cook's Children's Hospital treated 121 firearm-related injuries, the majority of which were unintentional and occurred in the home. And whereas when children unintentionally discharge a firearm and injure another person, the victim is most often a sibling or friend. And whereas in 2024, the United States Surgeon General identified firearm violence as a critical public health crisis in the United States. And whereas an estimated 7 million minors in the United States live in homes with at least one loaded and unloaded firearm, and research shows that between 70 to 90% of firearms used in youth suicides, unintentional shootings involving children, and school shootings carried out by individuals under the age of 18 are obtained from the home or the homes of relatives or friends. And whereas studies suggest that even modest increases in the number of American households that securely store firearms could prevent nearly 1/3 of youth firearm deaths resulting from suicide and unintentional injury. And whereas providing communities with education, resources, and support to practice responsible firearm handling and secure storage is a meaningful and actionable step towards creating safer homes, neighborhoods, and communities throughout our city, county, and state. Now therefore we be proclaimed by the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, that August 2026 is hereby proclaimed as Gun Safety Awareness Month in the City of Everman, Texas. and the Everman City Council encourages all citizens to promote responsible gun ownership, secure firearm storage, and community education to help prevent firearm-related injuries and deaths among children and families. Next item, citizens' comments.
Yes, we do have one. Miss Allen has
Johnny
signed up to speak on closed holidays, bulk trash pickup, and bulk trash pickup recycling.
Recycling.
Yes, I was saying regarding the closed holidays, because we were closed on Thursday, and, I think that we need to give residents a notice if we're gonna be closed on the day that, not designated as a holiday. The other thing is bus crash pickup. We need to, give the residents some type of guideline for the trash, because they're not picking up all of our trash, especially on Blue Bear. I live on Blue Bear, so I know from experience. The other thing is bus crash and recycle. A couple of weeks ago, they picked up both of them at the same time. Now, if we're picking up on recycle, they need to pick it up.
Ma'am, you said we were closed on Thursday?
When did July 4th?
With another, with the holiday.
We weren't closed Thursday.
Thought you were.
Which, you talking about the 4th of July holiday?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we did close for the 4th of July holiday.
That's what I'm saying. I think the residents need to know that, that's a holiday thing for those that are come up here to pay their bills.
Okay.
Didn't you send out a CTY on that?
No, we normally, we post it on the city website and the building.
It's on the door.
Okay, on the front door?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Probably needs to be more than that.
Okay, next item, discussion items. Item A, discussion related to improvements, programs, and upcoming ceremonies to be held at the Memorial Park.
Okay, so we've been working really hard on a couple of different small projects. First, we've been working with the Garden Club, with Miss Sellers and her team, to earn the Blue Star Award. And so the Garden Club is working really hard on putting together a plan. I know Public Works has worked really hard on doing some improvements out there, and we have several more slated and some things happening. But that award was just received and getting ready to be installed coming up in October. And then also aside from that, Mayor Pro Tem Mackey, who also serves with the Daughters of American Revolution chapter at the Six Flags chapter, they have asked to present a plaque out there honoring America 250, which will be on display as well. So that plaque's been ordered, and we're ordering another monument to put up on the front military pad of the Memorial Park, where that plaque will be displayed up there, and looking to host a ceremony in October for that. Why not do it all together? So we're working really hard to do that. And I'm going to ask you to do something. You just got to trust me. Can you go sit down over there for a second? Yeah. You gotta step down from this
Is
conversation.
it my deodorant?
No, ma'am, it is not. As y'all know, we have not ever really decided on a name for this park. And Miss Mackey is now the longest-serving council member that the city of Everman has ever had, reaching almost 30 years. She is 20 years retired military. She is 20 years retired public educator, 20 years something else, and 20 years something else, but all of which has surrounded public service. And that is ideally what that park was built for, was to honor those in public service, military, police, fire, public education, all those folks. So as we move forward with these tremendous ceremonies, the work that she's putting in on this Memorial Park now, in conjunction with DAR and all those improvements, staff would like to recommend as a part of this that City Council move forward with naming the park in honor of Mayor Pro Tem Mackey as the Susan H. Mackey Memorial Park. I didn't know how to do this and surprise her, because you would have to approve a resolution. In order to approve a resolution, it has to be posted 3 business days beforehand, so she's gonna read it before we discuss it. So that's why we decided to do it this way, was to bring it to y'all for that. I'm not looking for a vote tonight. We can't vote on it, but if I get a general consensus from council, then next month, our staff has already been working on some signage designs and things for the park to put up to honor her. But if council gives me a general consensus to move forward, we will bring a resolution back to you next month. Might be a good time to have some of your family come up as well, and we would present that to you to vote on.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, we'll move forward. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I forgot to show you the picture. Sorry. Miss Susan, can you put that on the TV? There you go. That's the concept design of what we're trying to work up for you. So.
You're gonna cry, you need to take that off.
Oh, my gosh. Isn't it great?
It's beautiful.
Hey,
Anything else on that?
No, sir, that's all I got. Unless there's any questions about these two events and coupling it all together in October.
Okay, we're good. So, all right, next item is monthly staff reports. Item 1 is police department.
Okay, this is different. This is.
Evening, Mayor, Council. This will be the staffing report for July 2026. Officers were involved in 1,661 calls for service, including 8 traffic crashes, and that's a correction, it's supposed to be 0 major accidents, 4 minor, 4 hit and runs. 7 alarm calls, 4 commercial alarms, 3 residential, 3 assault calls, 1 simple, and 2 sexual assaults, 12 assist other agencies, 1 burglary in progress, which was unfounded. What? Oh.
I'm trying to follow you here.
Oh.
Oh, did I slow down on you?
3 burglary investigations,
Yow.
6 thefts,
okay.
here, 35 disturbance calls, 18 general and 17 domestic, 3 criminal trespass calls, 9 city ordinance issues, including 7 parking issues, 1 fight call, 1 intoxicated person, 2 mentally ill, 1 missing person, 21 shots fired / fireworks.
Yeah.
Mostly of that was fireworks around July 4th. 4 stolen vehicles, 2 were unfounded. 16 suspicious persons / vehicles, 7 person, 9 vehicles. And then for traffic enforcement, we had 93 traffic stops, resulting in 41 citations and 52 warnings. For a staffing update, we have recently hired 2 new officers. Officer Luis De Tomaso just wrapped up his field training and is beginning his solo assignment. He has come to us with considerable experience in patrol and criminal investigations. De Tomaso will also be stepping into the public information officer role for the department. And then Officer Natalie Hasso is a recent academy graduate who will be officially sworn in tomorrow and will begin her field training assignment on Thursday. The department has also added an additional reserve officer to the ranks. Officer Kyle Warren was sworn in last week and brings considerable experience in patrol with training and experience in tactical operations as well. We do anticipate bringing 2 additional reserve officers on board within the week. Our new additions will be formally introduced at the next regular city council meeting for the badge pinning ceremony.
Any questions or comments?
The missing person? Turn that off. The missing person, did we find that person?
That one, they were found, so normally what happens is someone will report it as missing, and then some days later, they will return home, or the parent, or the guardian, knows that.
Okay. Okay.
Runaways are classified as missing persons.
Yes.
And
Normally, a lot of them are runaways.
Yes.
And what happens, once you get a call for the fact, one of our officers will get in contact with the verify that yes, they are.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next item is fire department.
Mayor, council, good evening. Got my handout in front of you. This is the report for, whoops, I didn't update that calls for service, but it was from 6/9 to present. Has a total of 181 responses, and those are broke down into 15 fire type calls. I did put a note on here, prepare for grass fires, so just to anticipate those. I'm going to hopefully put out a publication on our social media that just has the be cautious and be wary and watch what you do and watch what you throw out and discarding of trash and any kind of outside fires. But I'm looking for some red flag warnings for the next few days, and it's not going to get much better. So anticipate for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks that we're going to have some issues. So just be prepared for that. So I expect grass fires to increase. Medical emergencies is a total of 124. Motor vehicle accidents is a total of 9. Hazardous conditions 18 and 15 other. As for staffing, we do have 1 new firefighter paramedic that started on July 2nd. As probationary firefighter Harris, he comes to us from Smith County ESD number 2. He has about 20 years of fire service experience and is also a licensed peace officer. Currently, firefighter Harris is assigned to C shift during FTO, but he will be assigned to A shift under Lieutenant Black following his clearance from medical FTO training. Other updates, we've, as of last Wednesday, we concluded negotiations with First Due Reporting RMS services, and should begin, we already began the integration to replace the ESO reporting service. So the system that is now limiting my ability to provide you with all the data that we would like to have. We're just going to go ahead and scrap it and go away. And so we've signed on with another one that is exceptional by all accounts, and they were actually nice enough to, it's actually much more robust and expensive, and they were actually willing to match the pricing that we had currently, so we didn't have to increase. But I expect great things out of this software, so hopefully we'll go live around October 1st. That's a knock on wood thing. So before the end of the year, I should start being able to give you some accurate numbers and some more statistics like we're used to. The city asset auction has been submitted to Renee Bates, and so I'm just waiting for it to go live. They've processed it. They're supposed to be sending me a couple more proofs, and then it'll be up and live, hopefully within a week. And then the 2 separate TIFMAS grants that we were awarded, one was $25,000 equipment grant. We have used that to replace SCBA mask and regulators. Firefighting equipment costs go up and up and up. So just to buy a new air pack, just one air pack without the mask is $11,000. So a mask that they wear is $500, the regulator is $2,100, and all those things. So anytime we get a grant to start replacing these things, that's a good thing. So 25 grand went towards that. And then we actually got 140,000, which it's a combination of 2 separate smaller grants for a large truck chassis and a slip-on bed unit. And as you can see down at the bottom, that is the new 6500, which will be in conjunction with our current squad unit. We are selling the old 2006 brush truck that we have out back, because this will be coming in place of. So they're about the same wheelbase as the current brush truck, but this one is actually going to have about 550 gallons of water compared to the 350 gallons of water that the other one has. And obviously the other one's a 450 chassis and this one's 6500. But we're just waiting for the bed to be delivered. It's coming out of Florida. So there's a company that's custom making it for us, for our needs. So hopefully in the next month or 2, we get that and we can start putting everything, assembling everything together and getting that on the street.
Great.
Where we at on staffing? What's your staffing level?
I can't, we've already, yeah, we can't jinx this, so every time we bring it up, we tend to lose one when we say those magic words, just like that saying calm or quiet. We can't say those, then that's gonna be bad, so you're a fireman, you know.
Don't answer my question.
It's a Murphy's Law thing.
We're good.
Later.
You just want me to work harder and have to.
I'll remember that. Any questions or comments? As long as it ain't about staffing? All right, next item is Public Works.
We get the big guy, literally. Rudy. While you're on that, so I do want to inform council, we've got a fairly new maintenance. Is that his title, maintenance? What's his official title? We're going to go maintenance. Yeah, maintenance. Joel, fairly new member of the team, and that guy is doing an amazing job. We have had compliments from staff in every building, every facility. I don't know if you've seen the front of the Civic Center and how cleaned up it is, the landscaping, how clean everything is, everything smells fresh. He works very hard and he is doing an amazing job. So I give kudos to him every time I see him and every time I see these guys. I give him kudos because he's doing a very good job at making our facilities the best that they can be.
And I do the same thing. I compliment him every time I see him, and according to Gilbert, he's asking for more assignments to keep him busy.
We need to
So-
clone him.
He's amazing, so.
Yay.
All right, any questions or comments for,
I think he's got water.
oh. You should have gone first.
Good. Thank you.
Oh. Okay, next item is code enforcement.
I'm sorry? Nope, I already got it. It's up. It's up on the screen for you. Yes, this is her.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so, monthly
Thank you very much.
Okay, so next time, animal services, which,
Yeah, he's not here this evening, so we're gonna skip this.
next item, staff report update as it relates to the Municipal Animal Services Shelter and Everman City Hall construction projects.
All right, we're moving right along, particularly with the animal shelter. We had a meeting with several contractors just a couple of weeks ago. They've come out and done their initial walkthroughs and submitted their bids to the general contractor with the design build firm. Have been back and forth doing some things on that project, and we're progressing very nicely. Expect full construction to be underway any day at this point. They advised middle of August. They should be out completing and starting on construction.
And how long is this gonna be taking you what did we say?
2 to 3 months. So we're anticipating October, November to be complete with this
I was
project.
thinking we talked about December.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope it's not December.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, we're still on the timeline for around October, November for this project to be completely done.
Okay.
Public Works and Municipal Animal Service teams were in Mansfield several days last week, taking apart the kennels and all the equipment and things that were located over at the Mansfield Animal Shelter that the city of Mansfield has donated to us to put into this facility. So we have all new kennels and everything over there that's all been donated to us, and it's already located at the shelter. It took them at least 3 days 3 days, and they worked very hard to tear down those items and get those relocated. So there's a significant amount of stuff.
Wow.
So very, very grateful to the city of Mansfield for their support and Mansfield Animal Services on doing that. City Hall's moving right along as well. We have finalized some design concepts with them and executed the contract. Currently it is in engineering phase, so now that we've got the concept design finalized, they're currently working to put together the engineer plans, MEPs, everything ready to be able to submit for permitting. That process is unfortunately kind of lengthy. It takes a little while. So we're not expecting to break ground on the City Hall until around October. Still moving forward with the plan for staff to be out entirely of the existing City Hall and relocated over to the DAGS building, where we will operate out of for the duration of construction. Staff is already working up plans to put significant amounts of signage. We'll put out lots of educational material to let the public know that, hey, we're temporarily relocating. We have already set up how our offices are going to be arranged in there. We won't have any public restroom facilities, but that should be the only detriment to us operating over there, because there is only one restroom in that facility. So that'll be reserved for staff. But residents will still be able to walk in and receive immediate service from either utility billing, municipal court, permits, or whoever they need. Our staff will be over there. It's going to be very closely knit, but we'll be over there working. And then, do you mind stepping down for a second? I got to kick you off too. As we're working on this, he's not going to like this because he hates this stuff. But as we're working on this and finalizing some designs, one of the things that I've talked with Grossman Design Build about is the potential of naming the council chambers after our mayor. He's now the longest serving mayor in the city of Everman that we've ever had, and so we would like to propose, and he's done a lot. I mean, so much for him. He serves on many commissions and boards. He's done a lot for the community, been big on governance, so we would like to propose that we name the council chambers the Richardson Chambers. For the same reason, I couldn't just throw it on an agenda for you. I couldn't just throw it on an agenda for him. But we would like to finalize these with the engineering phase, so I would like to get a general consensus from council tonight to name this in honor of Mayor Richardson as the Richardson Chambers, and then we'll work to bring this back next month so we can finalize it in there.
Cool, yes. Great idea.
Can't think of anybody better.
Okay.
You can come on back.
Told you he'd hate it.
We gonna name anything else?
I don't know, not right now, no, sir.
Not today, sir.
Not today. But any other questions on shelter or city hall? Anyone else? Okay.
Okay, next item, item D, discussion and updates related to the fiscal year 2027 budget proposal.
This is probably going to be the longest conversation of the evening. Do you want to come back to this at the very end?
We can do
Finish
that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, staff report, Everman Youth Athletics, fall baseball and softball season.
Okay, we are kicking off and truly rocking and rolling. We've got over 100 kids registered for this inaugural fall baseball season. We are having our first coaches clinic occurring this Saturday. One of the requirements that is in the policy that we're asking you to approve later is that all of our coaches have to be CPR and AED certified. We will be providing that training to them at no cost, making it available. Thanks to Chief Wadley and the team over at the fire department, they're going to provide that training for them. So we're going to have that this coming Saturday. We're also going to, of all places, Hickory Stick Barbecue, bring in some barbecue for the coaches, and provide the first ever coaches clinic where essentially we're going to cover our policies, rules, everything associated with how we're looking to move forward, talk about plans for the future, and then offer them significant resources. So we've got a good partnership now with the Everman ISD and Coach James Polk, who serves on this commission, the Parks and Rec Commission, and he has committed his coaches and his teams to being mentors to all of our coaches. So we're giving them resources that many of our coaches in the youth athletics haven't had before. Sometimes these parents are signing up to be coaches because we need volunteers, we need somebody to coach, and they may not have ever coached a day in their life. So they need those mentors, they need that partnership, and so very, very thankful to Everman ISD and Coach Polk for all of his work and partnership there. We're giving him online resources as well, and working on a lot of different things as we're trying to get ready to kick off this season. So we're super excited. The biggest hiccup that we've run into so far with this season is currently our concession stand. There are some legal issues that have come up. You know, we don't have any staff with a food handler's license. We cannot serve prepped food without a proper food handler's license and permits. So the concession stand starting out is likely to only be operational with prepackaged items in accordance with Tarrant County Public Health. And we're looking to partner potentially with a food truck to come out there and serve hot food, particularly on our big days. So we may have to do that until we're able to do some remodeling in the concession stands and upgrades that are needed to have the proper licensing and be able to do it safely and legally. So that's really the biggest hiccup I think we've come across so far as we're going to launch it. But we're super, super excited. We're finalizing the opening day, which will be September, I believe, the 18th, or no, September the 15th. Opening day celebration. Would love to invite all of council out there. We'll have police, fire, lots of food vendors, just a great opening day celebration for all these kids to help kick off the season the right way. So things are going well.
You-
Sorry? No, it's on that Saturday. I'm sorry. Let me just not make it up. Let me look it up for you. 19th, September 19th.
Is that the second or third Saturday?
That is the third Saturday of the month. Yes, ma'am.
And did you say what time, or we'll learn that later?
We'll have the flyer out, but it'll be in the morning.
Okay. Excellent.
Any questions or comments? Okay, so next item, consideration of possible action. Item A, resolution number 2026-08-01, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, approving and adopting the Everman Youth Athletics, Youth Baseball, and Softball Program Policy, authorizing the city manager and Park and Recreation Coordinator to administer and implement the policy, providing for severability and providing an effective date. I will entertain a motion.
I make the motion to approve resolution number 2026-08-01 as read.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? You
Just,
got anything?
yeah, just highlight, the Parks and Rec Commission has worked very, very hard and been very thorough on these policies and procedures and trying to make sure we cover all of our bases as we roll into our first fall season. So obviously, as we continue, we will learn, and if there are items to be addressed or amended, we would bring that back through the Parks and Rec Commission and then ultimately to you for adoption. But after lots of consultation and some pretty deep conversations about this program, we're really excited to present this. A couple of the big highlights in here, one of them being the financial assistance program. So I do want to highlight that we do offer financial assistance, which is a 50% discount for any qualifying family. The Parks and Rec Commission said, hey, if a family makes less than the median household income, we believe that they should qualify. So that is the program guidance in here. So we don't ask for any specific declaration or proof of financial. We ask them to certify and disclose it. If we figure out that, hey, they're falsifying information, then we'll eliminate them from the program. But we don't actually seek bank records or any kind of privatized financial information with that. They just have to fill out an application and swear out and certify that what they're telling us is the truth. But that would result in a 50% reduction in their registration fees, making it affordable and accessible. They have granted me, we currently, there's a lot of references in this policy and even in the resolution about a program coordinator. We don't have a program coordinator. I'm the program coordinator right now, and I'll continue to serve as the program coordinator until we figure something else out. But the program coordinator has the ability on a case-by-case basis in very special circumstances to go beyond the scope of that policy if needed and warranted, but it'd be up to the program manager to make that determination. So the whole goal of that is to make sure that we don't turn any kid away. We'll figure it out. We want to make sure that every kid has an opportunity regardless of financial ability. So that was a big one. Many of the policies are related to the rules associated with baseball and softball, which follows Pony League regulations and the interlock, which we participate in the interlock with other municipalities like Crowley, Fort Worth Optimists, Godly, a couple of others. That's our interlock group, so there are some amendments that get adopted through that interlock, but overall a lot of this is structured and in line with what the interlock participation is. There's a lot of requirements of the coaches, including CPR and AED training. We wanted to make sure that our coaches had what they need to make sure our kids are safe, so CPR, AED training. We're also going to, as I mentioned a minute ago, provide all the resources to them that are needed. There's a lot of financial controls in here, so nobody is allowed to handle money except for essentially 3 people, 2 of which are sitting right here, and our treasurer on the board. So there will be no financial transactions occurring anywhere within the association outside of either Susan, myself, or the treasurer of the board. So no board member handles money whatsoever. So we wanted to make sure we knew that that was a big thing coming into this, was ensuring that we had solid financial controls and high level of transparency with all of this as we move forward. That'll include fundraisers and everything else as we move forward as well. So that has worked out very well. So far, we have generated over $6,000 in registration fees coming into this fall season, and we have been able to produce more than $10,000 in sponsorship funds so far. So, and there's more sponsors that are coming on. So the funding piece of this is going really, really well. We are going to be seeking a lot of volunteer support. So as we go through this season, we're going to need help operating concession stands, operating field maintenance, all the things that are associated with youth programming. So if y'all know of anybody who's looking for a volunteer opportunity, we will certainly have those opportunities here within this program. All volunteers and coaches have to go through a certified background check because they will be interacting with kids. That's in here as well. There's also policies and procedures related to conduct with parents, coaches, and the youth participating. There is a disciplinary policy involved with it where board members and the program coordinator have the authority to remove. The program coordinator would implement any necessary discipline up to and including termination from the program. They do have an appeal process. That appeal process would go through the Parks and Recreation Commission themselves. The Parks and Rec Commission meets monthly. If there's a parent or somebody who's been ejected from the program or ejected from the game, if they wish to appeal that ruling, then they would come before the Parks and Rec Commission, and the Parks and Rec Commission would hear that and ultimately make a decision on it. So all of those things are lined out within this policy, including all of our safety protocols, concussion protocols, heat protocols, all that stuff. So it's very thorough.
Sounds like it. Excellent.
Any questions or concerns?
No?
No, I'm glad to see this big starting. It's nice to have that again.
Yes.
We're gonna get it heading in the right direction. So,
And the policy is extremely thorough. I really like that.
all right, any other discussion? Poll the council.
Place 1,
Aye.
place 3, place 4,
Aye.
place 5,
Aye.
place 6. Miriam, oh, sorry, Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
Did you call me Mary?
Just came out.
Okay, next item, item B. Resolution number 2026-08-02, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, supporting the application of Bars Holdings, LLC, to the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality for a municipal setting designation for property located at 5921 and 5933 South Freeway, Fort Worth, Tarrant County, Texas, providing findings, providing a disclaimer of liability, and providing an effective date. I will entertain a motion.
I move we approve resolution number 2026-08-02 as read.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Okay, so you're probably wondering what this is. We do not get too many of them, but essentially there is a site pad that is located within our groundwater source in our region. It's technically located within the city of Fort Worth. The applicant in this case has applied to the city of Fort Worth for an MSD. TCEQ requires adjoining entities to also approve a resolution in support of. Quite frankly, they can't move forward without a resolution of support. Discussions with the city of Fort Worth, they support it. Our city engineer has already reviewed all of this, including the requests, the letters. They see no issue or concern with this. It's essentially just a process. What has occurred is this land at some point in time was industrial. There are some contaminants in some shallow groundwater. As a result of that, they're looking to change the use of that. In order to change the use of that, they have to get this approved. The engineer, based on his review, doesn't see any issue with it. The land use is going to stay industrial. This is over off of South Freeway. Shouldn't have any effect on any of our groundwater sources. Doesn't see any concern. We do have Miss Amanda. I'm going to mess up your last name if I try it. So we have Miss Amanda here. And are you with Bear or Whitehead, or is it the same? You want to come on up? If you guys have any questions about this.
Isn't this on the other side of Alcon, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes, it is.
Right.
on the other
Yes,
side.
it's on the north side. Yes,
Right.
I'm with Whitehead ES, so we're the environmental consultant representing the property owners. Yeah, and I'm really just here if y'all have any questions, I can help elaborate on any of that, but you actually did a great job explaining all that. Essentially, yeah, it's not gonna have any effect on y'all. It's more just a formality because y'all have public supply wells within 5 miles. You just have to be notified, and we have to request a resolution of support from y'all because of that. But for the reasons, yeah, he said the closest well is like 2.5 miles away, so there's not really any risk of y'all's water being impacted by our property. It's just north of Alcon, like you said.
Is this is for industrial?
Yes, so it's been industrial for like 70 years. It's been zoned industrial,
Yeah.
and it's just now being developed. There is a portion of the property that's going to stay residential, and it's actually being donated to the city of Fort Worth, like 14 acres of that property.
I mean, we'll take it, if you're looking to donate.
Okay.
Any questions or comments?
No, I'm good.
Engineer and attorney have both reviewed it and recommend approval on it, so don't see any issue. It's up to you.
I have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 2026-08-02. Would you poll the council?
Yes. Place 1,
Aye.
place 3. Place 4,
Aye.
place 5,
Aye.
place 6. Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
Thank you.
We'll get you an executed copy tomorrow. We'll shoot it over to
Thank you so much.
you. No, thank you.
Next item, item C, resolution number 2026-08-03, resolution of the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, approving and adopting City of Everman Public Information Request Management Policy, directing the Director of Human Resources to incorporate the policy into the City of Everman Personnel Manual and to make related administrative updates, authorizing implementation, providing for severability, and providing an effective date. I will entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve resolution number 2026-08-03 as read.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion?
So, let me explain. We do have a public information policy, but it is extremely vague and extremely weak and not very specific. And we are ever increasingly getting open records requests. We have looked at softwares here recently, but software for this cost anywhere between like $5,000 and $10,000, and it just hasn't been within our budget. So I went and learned how to code and built a software for us to utilize and manage it better. So we've got a fully functional software. We needed to update our policy to reflect this new software. That's exactly what this policy does, but it also, as an AG requirement, we have to have a policy if we're going to have a designated point, which right now our policy doesn't designate a point, so it kind of leaves it wide open to where anybody in the city, I mean, if somebody sends you an open records request, we have to comply with that. We don't have a designated point. By establishing a person or a receiving point. We have to have a receiving point, so like a shared mailbox, those kinds of things. So with this software, we have established that. The public can go online once we launch it, can go online, fill out a form, and it's all automated. It sends the request directly to the city secretary or our records clerk. They review it. They pick what department it's supposed to be assigned to. It automatically alerts the department heads. They pull the documents, put it into a file. It sends it back to the city secretary. If we need to have the attorney review it, we send it to the attorney, do whatever we need to do, and then just release it. It's all automated. So it makes it a much smoother process all the way around. But if previously we didn't have a designated point, we have now created a group where it's public information at evermantx.net. So that would become our designated point. One of the problems we would have is we would get an open records request and maybe the person responsible for filling that request was on a 5-day vacation. Well, that just cut our timeline down. The state doesn't care if you're on a 5-day vacation. So we have established 2 points of contact within every department. So there's all these fail-safes and things that are built into this to make sure that we're fulfilling our obligation to be able to provide the open records request and respond appropriately, and then just help make the transition smoother and easier for all of our staff.
Excellent.
Yeah, and proper documentation.
Excellent. Let's vote this puppy in.
Any other questions or comments? Would you poll the council?
Place 1,
Aye.
place 3. Place 4,
Aye.
place 5,
Aye.
place 6. Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
Next item, item number D, ordinance number 855. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, adopting the City of Everman fee schedule attached hereto and incorporated herein as Exhibit A, establishing fees and charges for licenses, permits, inspections, utility services, development services, municipal services, and other city services and activities, providing for the repeal of conflicting ordinances and fee schedules, providing a savings clause, providing a severability clause, providing for publication, and providing an effective date of September 1st, 2026. I'll entertain a motion.
I move we approve ordinance number 855 as read.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Unless there's any questions, this is identical to what was presented to council in the budget workshop as our recommended updates to the fee schedule, mainly bringing a lot of these fees up and in line with what we pay out for our third-party services and ensuring that everything is up to date. We have not had a fee schedule update in 2 years, so this is the latest update. But if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer any if you have any specific ones.
Any questions or comments? You poll the council.
Place 1,
Aye.
place 3,
No.
place 4,
Aye.
place 5,
Aye.
place 6. Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
Next item, item E, ordinance number 856, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, adopting an updated schedule of rates, fees, and charges for municipal water and wastewater services, providing for the application and collection of such rates, fees, and charges, approving for the repeal of conflicting provisions, providing a savings clause, providing a severability clause, providing for publication, and providing a general effective date and effective date for the rates, fees, and charges adopted herein at the beginning of the first utility billing cycle commencing after October 1st, 2026. I'll entertain a motion.
I move we approve ordinance number 856 as read.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
We are bringing this to you before we adopt the budget because I felt that as we did back in 2020, we want to grant residents enough time to be aware of the forthcoming change and give us time to make sure that we're spreading the word. We have already built brochure and educational material to explain everything, everything associated with the adjustment on the rates, why rates are going up. Ironically, after I send this to you today, I don't know if you're aware, and I don't want to get into the weeds of another municipality's budget process, but there are issues with the city of Fort Worth and concerns related to their budget deficit, and we got notice today of rate changes associated with their sewer. So they're proposing a 25% increase on their rates. So even this is still going to, I don't foresee it causing a huge issue. I think we'll be able to absorb it with these rate increases. I don't want to recommend anything higher than this at this point, but we're going to have to keep that in mind. I mean, we're getting hammered with rate increases between everybody. So in order to maintain the sustainable water and sewer system, that's the reason for these rate increases. So I'll be happy that the rates are as they are, exactly how when we proposed them during the budget. Average impact to most residents will be about $15 per month. Same as it was in 2020 when we did that. So I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Any questions?
$15 per month or $15 on top of what the rate is?
No, average increase from today to after you adopt this, average increase is about $15. Now, obviously, that's going to depend on whether they're consuming 5,000 gallons or 15,000 gallons, so it's going to fluctuate. But based on our average meter readings, average usage per residential customer, the average increase should be about $15 per month.
Any other questions?
No.
Poll the council.
Place 1,
Aye.
place 3,
No.
place 4,
Aye.
place 5,
Aye.
Place 6? Mayor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, we've already had executive session. So next item is city manager's report.
No, we're gonna go back up to discussion.
Oh, that's right.
Which one is that?
Okay, so,
Going to this budget thing.
where's that at?
Item D.
Oh, D, there it is. Okay, back up to discussion items. Item D, discussion and updates related to the fiscal year 2027 budget proposal.
Okay, we have been able to balance a budget. We have a balanced budget before you this evening. That is what is in this workbook here. So there have been some updates on the work pages themselves. If you're checking the online resource, that has been up to date every time we make a change. This is the final product. This is how it is online on your workbook as well. But I know many of you prefer printed material, so I printed it for you as well. Which will bring me to the question here in just a minute. I'll ask you about your final budget book. Obviously on page 2, you'll see our executive summary. Our key executive goals for this year remain the same: rebuilding our general fund reserves being the priority, balancing cost control and workforce stability, leverage economic growth strategically, establishing a sustainable capital and equipment plan, and enhance budget transparency and recognition. Altogether, this budget is $15,869,963 across all funds, of which the general fund is $11,066,154. The water sewer fund being $3,189,930. All three of those being balanced. The difference being the other smaller funds like Crime Control District and community developments that make up the remaining portions of the budget. Flipping over, I'm not going to go line by line unless you have any specific questions, but kind of flipping through here, page 7 will identify the revenues across all funds. This workbook that I put together for you for this evening starts with revenues, because that, for me, makes the most sense. Everybody else in government likes it the other way, but for me, knowing how much money is coming in is helpful to determine how much money is going out. So all of our revenues are identified here. You will see all of the property tax information, sales tax, which sales tax, again, has had tremendous growth, and we look forward to hopefully continuing that trend. Same thing on page 9. This is revenues across general fund. Flipping over to page 10 and through page 17 will be our special revenue funds. Starting on page 18 will be our water and sewer fund revenues. And then on page 19, as you recall, we started doing this a few years ago. We break out the administrative transfers because you'll notice that many of our budgets have admin transfers, and some of you may wonder, okay, what is that transfer for? What is that fund paying for? That's what this sheet is a breakout precisely of each one of those costs and why that fund is being tapped for that administrative transfer. So the administrative transfer amount went up from $1,093,000 to $1.3 million. Starting on page 21, which this is a big chunk of this book for you, going through page 41 is the fee schedule that was just adopted by you. So you have a full copy of Exhibit A here within the budget. Page 41 is a copy of the water sewer rate schedule that was just adopted. Starting on page 42 would be the water and sewer special fund expenditures. I don't think we've made really any changes on this budget at all. related to, since our last meeting on the special revenue funds. So all those have all stayed the same. Let me take you to Fund 201, hold on. Page what, I'm sorry?
Page 45.
45. Let me take you to page 45 real quick. There are some changes here on this budget. Since our previous workshop, we have had a meeting with the Community Development Corporation and made some changes here based off their guidance. So kind of going down the line, one of the things that we talked about was, if you recall, the CDC this past year worked really hard to develop a strategic plan. And that strategic plan was formally adopted, and we looked at that strategic plan and said, okay, now that we've got a plan, how do we want to allocate funding to meet this plan? So there are some new line items here. One of those being, if you notice, the home rehab program. The CDC has allocated $40,000 of CDC funds for the Tarrant County Home Program. That program will go back to help revitalize homes for qualifying families, which is geared towards the disabled, elderly, and veterans. So property owners have the ability to apply for home repairs, and they apply through Tarrant County, and we would be responsible for a portion of that. No more than $5,000 per home would be our responsibility. Tarrant County funds a portion of that, CDBG funds a portion of it, and the homeowner is responsible for a portion of it as well. So it's not a fully free grant program, it's a reduced program. But this is, we've done the Tarrant County Home Program many years ago, and it just fell off, and we're looking to get right back into it to help provide some home improvements as needed. Immediately above that, the facade enhancement, the CDC has recommended $25,000 allocated towards that. We have not developed the programming just yet or the policy just yet, but felt $25,000 would be a good start to provide some facade upgrade grants to specific businesses. The $45,000 that you see in professional services, that is the retail strategies agreement. The big project grant, that has been eliminated entirely currently. We're not awarding that. We would award any excess funds or big project grant funds on a case-by-case basis, and the CDC would review that and recommend to pull from reserves, the CDC reserves, in order to accomplish those as they come across.
So that's $25,000 a year for professional services?
For retail strategies, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Under professional services line item, it is about 4 or 5 up from the bottom.
Oh, I was seeing 15 on the far right. Yeah, that's the number. That didn't look like 45. Okay.
So from 30, you went up to 45?
So last year, we budgeted $30,000 for professional services, not knowing which route the CDC was going to go. After the budget was approved at $30,000, that's when we were introduced to retail strategies and reviewed those programs, and the CDC said, hey, we want to go ahead and move forward with this. So the budget, there will be a budget amendment to finalize that, but yes, we only budgeted $30,000 going into it before we knew what retail strategies would cost. And although it's extremely difficult for me to disclose in a public meeting because we are talking about development agreements and discussions that are confidential, I will tell you, retail strategies has been very, very beneficial. Lots of conversations happening.
Thank you. Yeah.
Travel and training budget also remaining fairly healthy this year to give all the members training opportunity. As y'all know, economic development has taken the forefront for us, and that's been a heavy focus. And so giving all these members great training opportunities has been good. So that gives every member an opportunity, every member of our CDC an opportunity to be able to attend a conference. And there's several conference options this next year that all the members are looking at right now. Any questions there? I am gonna jump over to page 54. Yes, ma'am, 51.
Water hydrant, that's the water hydrant replacement,
51, Water Department. Yes, ma'am.
and how many do they replace per year?
So we have not budgeted any there before. And that was a discussion topic that we had with our Director of Public Works when we were reviewing his budget, is that we need to be budgeting a replacement of at least 5. That $25,000 is about how much 5 fire hydrants cost. We have 300 in the city. So we need to be replacing them more often. Yes, so they do testing with the fire department, and they will identify any that are in immediate need of replacement and start working on those as we move forward. So the only time that we've replaced fire hydrants has been when we've done a water line project, and the cost of those replacement hydrants are factored into the total of the water line project itself. But as far as just general routine replacement of fire hydrants, there hasn't been a budget for that. We're proposing there to be one, but it is $25,000, and that's an exuberant amount of money, but I do want you to understand and realize that is a fraction of how many fire hydrants we have within the city.
Do they ever have any grants or anything that can go toward things like that?
Yes and no. So not specifically towards just fire hydrants themselves, but there are many funding opportunities and grant opportunities out there for water line projects. The biggest hiccup that we've got is that almost every single one is either in the form of a low interest loan or requires significant match. So it may be like a 50% match. But when you're talking about a major water line project, you're talking, $1 million, $2 million. So that means we've got to have the other 500,000 to $1 million to match that. Or we're talking about low interest loans, and you're talking about increasing the debt rate with the water sewer fund, which I don't recommend right now. We have applied and are currently looking at 2 options right now. We are looking at funding option for us to be able to establish a water line connection, wholesale water line connection with the city of Fort Worth to be able to purchase water from the city of Fort Worth and introduce into our system. As of today, we have an emergency connection there, but we don't have the ability, and Fort Worth is eventually going to cut us off. We don't have the ability to just purchase water regularly from them. And we've talked about this before as we get into which path is it that we want to go. Water security is a big conversation at the state level. There is significant concern about the sustainability of our aquifers as we move forward. And so we have to decide, are we going to continue to invest in groundwater, which if we do, understanding that there is significant risk there, and it's an increased maintenance because we're having to replace all of our wells every time a well goes down, and those are very expensive to maintain. Or are we going to start looking at a mixed system where we're doing both purchasing from the city of Fort Worth and pumping out groundwater, which is the most cost-effective approach for us to be able to do that. So,
As far as Columbine water site, is that, in the budget? The work?
that is, I think it's already under contract to get repaired, Columbine, if I remember correctly. USG is working on that one right now, right? Where are we at with Columbine? Sorry, sir. It's being worked on? Okay, that's what I thought. So no, it is not included in this budget because it's already coming out of our budget.
Current budget.
Current budget. Any other questions there, ma'am? Okay, perfect. Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'm going to jump over to page 54. This is general fund expenditures. Several small adjustments here to be able to balance this budget at the proposed tax rate that we've talked about, which has not changed. As I've highlighted at our last budget workshop, as y'all are aware, and I will say this on the record, as y'all are aware, the Tarrant County Appraisal District has held off on reappraisals now for 3 years, meaning there's been no new appraisals. However, that's great to be able to try to cap property taxes, but what has happened each one of those years is that property owners are protesting their taxes. And so it's actually reduced our median household value within the city of Everman. And when you reduce the median household value, you are increasing the no new revenue rate by default. That is precisely what we have seen this year, is that our no new revenue rate has gone up to $1.05 and some change. I'm going to read off something here in just a minute. $1.05 and some change. And we are proposing to adopt a tax rate just below the no new revenue rate. But it is going to appear as a tax rate increase when you look at just the flat number. So, not very pleased. I don't think that that was a great move. I think it's having adverse effects, and it is certainly hurting us. And we are seeing this happen in many cities. So let me read this for you on the tax rate. This budget will raise more revenue from property taxes than last year's budget by an amount of negative $128,074, which is a minus 4.13% decrease from last year's budget. The property tax revenue to be raised from new property added to the tax roll is $3,556. Our current property tax rate is $1.026080 per 100. We are proposing a flat $1.05, 1.05000 per 100. The no new revenue tax rate is $1.69480. And the voter approval rate, oh, that's not on there. Sorry. I think there's a typo on here. I'll have to get with you on it. But, any questions?
No.
Okay. So, in order to meet that, we have had to trim a few things since our last budget workshop. One of those was the $30,000 within Public Works fund that was allocated towards the engineering fees for the North Ray Street Bridge study. We are looking at alternative avenues through potentially having, getting support from Tarrant County Engineering to see if they would be willing to engineer that for us. Or if we need to, we can come back and look to tack the street improvement tax fund for that one. So that was eliminated. There was a capital request within dispatch for $16,000 for an upgrade to the fingerprint system, and I did remove that one as well. And there were some other just miscellaneous smaller amount budget cuts kind of throughout various departments, focused a little bit on training and some other softwares, just kind of trimming back where we could trim back to be able to propose a balanced budget. There is still within this budget a $500,000 allocation to the unrestricted fund balance this year.
We just have to do that.
Yeah. One of the other big changes. Well, here, let's keep going. Any questions on any of the general fund departments before I jump onto personnel? Page 72.
I have a question on long-term services on page 2.
Yes, ma'am.
It says that goes up every year, and it's $72,000 now.
Yes, well, it was $72,000 last year as well. We haven't gone up.
What it says 59.
That's how much we've spent year to date, so there's still some left, and this is kind of an odd year. Normally, we would see increased spending this time of year, but we're kind of in somewhat of a drought. So without having much rain lately, we're not really expending as much on the lawn maintenance currently. So we'll probably come in under budget unless we get a monsoon in the next month.
Personnel?
Any other questions?
I'd like to ask a question, was anything put in the budget for, the seniors?
No, ma'am.
This is the second year I've asked. Like they could have put something in the budget for the seniors.
I will put in the budget whatever this council directs me to put in the budget, but there is not anything currently within seniors or for seniors.
I thought the seniors were gonna go, look for donations and sponsorships.
You know, what you can tell them, I want to do that, that's fine, but it's like we can give money to everybody else, but, I mean, give it to the booster club,
city doesn't.
Yeah, the city does, because it's been on on here, but, like I said,
What page? I don't mean to interrupt.
no, well, it was on, what we just went through earlier, when we were approving the finances, it was something in there for the high school as well, not enough of it, but anyway, like I said, I don't understand how we can't do anything for the city.
Johnny, I just, when we were talking about the high school, weren't we talking about the sports thing? And the high school coaching staff is helping with our sports association?
Unless it's on maybe a check register. Okay, then that's probably likely a refund for a deposit when the school uses this facility. We don't charge the school district for use of the facility, but we do require a deposit still.
Yeah.
And so they still pay us for a deposit. It's likely a deposit refund for the school district, I guess.
It says Everman, just within high school, and then high school band group.
That's
Yes,
the
because they rented,
Civic
yeah, it's a
Center.
refund back because they've rented this facility. It's a refund of their security deposit for their banquets.
But we do. Like I said, anyway, I think it's just sad that you can't put anything in the budget for a thing. And so we just added, all of this for the sports stuff.
And they have sponsorships, at least $10,000 worth. Right, the kids. The sports association? Yeah, the kids are registering. Right, right.
But, like, for example, we found what, 32,000 for the, administrate, for the new thing we just added? Is that not in the budget?
I'm sorry, ma'am. 32,000 for what? I'm sorry.
For the sports thing, didn't we add that in the budget?
Are you talking about the Youth Sports Association? Okay, so, to offset each one of these expenditures, there are revenues. So, I'm happy to go through it with you, but we have, revenue sources coming from registration fees. So each kid has to pay to be able to participate. And then we have sponsorship funds that are allocated. We have, concession stand revenues. There's a significant amount of revenues. We are anticipating, based on the estimates, we're anticipating to generate $20,000 in revenue over what's going to be expended. So when we collect these fees, these kids are paying for, their registration fees. We have to have an expense line item to be able to purchase their uniforms and belts and baseball helmets and pay for the officiating, and then those sorts of things. But there are significant revenues that are coming in that will more than offset this. It should actually generate revenue for the city. It's just covering its expenses to be able to push out.
So taxpayers are not paying for the sports association at all? Okay,
Not directly, no, ma'am.
Right.
No, it's not funded through tax dollars.
okay. So it's,
It's not, I want to be
Registration fees.
careful because it all goes into the general fund.
right. It's
And
gotta
so
be
the
handled by
revenues
the
go into,
city.
so it is not isolated into a separate fund. But we are not, in building this budget, staff did not rely upon property tax revenues or sales tax revenues to anticipate these expenditures.
Right, okay,
It's
okay,
almost a wash.
yes.
Yes, and then some. I mean, our hope is with the youth association programs that it'll generate revenue for us to be able to create a capital improvement fund to go back into the park to make improvements within Johnson Park so that we can build that park up to being an attraction. That's the hope.
Right. So, Johnny, maybe the seniors should get somebody on the senior committee and make them your, what kind of a job title would you give them? The sponsorship person, and get with the people in the city who go out and get sponsorships and figure out how to go out and do that. Which companies would be willing to fund something for the seniors? And there's a lot of them out there, we just need to figure out who, and go ask them. maybe we could get an official letter from the city that says, like if I did it, Mayor or Craig could write a letter introducing me as the fundraiser person for the seniors committee, and we're asking for donations to help us fund whatever. And that would be an official city letter. I'm making this up as I go. Be an official city letter which would tell bingo people that we're looking for sponsorship. And then they could write a check to the city just for the seniors. Is that somewhat what we do with Christmas and stuff like that?
That's, yeah, we do that across the board with many programs. So we have donations that come in specifically for animal services. If they want to donate for a specific function, even within animal services, they may indicate that. And Susan processes those donations and lines them up in appropriate funds or budgets to ensure that we can then expend it however needed. So I don't know that we, as of today, have an existing senior fund, but it wouldn't be anything to create the fund, the revenue fund for donations. I mean, it's very easy. We will take money. I mean, that's not a problem. It's easy for us to be able to take donations.
Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I remember that. So the issue would be finding donors who would be willing to give money for the seniors, and then seniors committee could fund the fund.
I think to answer your question, Ms. Allen, I will put anything in this budget that the council directs me to put into this budget. So whatever it is, y'all decide if you want me to add something or not add something. This is your budget.
Okay, at this point, the budget is balanced, and if we start adding things, it's gonna not be balanced, and that means we're gonna have to go cut stuff from somewhere else. And I think it's getting too late to start that. I know you ask every year, I understand, but I'm uncomfortable with putting taxpayers' dollars in that kind of account when there's actually donors out there that would be willing to direct donors.
And later in discussion, when we propose another budget, next budget, we can definitely discuss it again and see where we're at with donations and all that, and if there is a point to where something does need to be allocated, depending on what's going on with the community, then we can discuss that later.
Right. And in the meantime, we can start looking actively for donations. Okay. I'm okay with that. So not this year. That, it is a consensus.
Any other questions in general fund?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Flipping over to page 72, this is personnel and benefits. We have a meeting tomorrow with Hub International and Rodney Dryden, who represents us on benefits. Say again? As I previously mentioned to you, we had an initial health insurance renewal rate increase of like 27%, is what United Healthcare came back at. Obviously, that was completely unfeasible for us to increase our health insurance budget by 27. We did initially budget a 10% increase. I do not know the full details yet, but Rodney has shared with us, and we will learn the full details tomorrow as to how beneficial this plan is. But his email indicated that effectively a 0% increase, changing plans through a curative care plan, which please don't ask me what that is. I don't know yet, but I will be educated on it tomorrow. A curative care plan that will offer our employees a zero deductible plan, which is a great step in the right direction at no increase. So I'm a little curious to kind of hear the details, but based off that information, we have adjusted the health insurance increase of 10% and lowered that back down to flat. So we feel confident we'll be able to continue this next year with no increase in health insurance. So unless he lied to me, I don't expect that to change. But I just don't have enough information to share with you yet on the details of the plans. But Rodney knows exactly what it is we're looking for. He knows that we want to maintain pretty fairly equal level of benefits that we're currently with. And so I think I have confidence in his ability to do that.
Yeah.
So, we lucked out there this year. Overall, this budget does include a 1.5% cost of living adjustment. So most employees will receive a overall 5% increase from last year, unless they're capped. And we did implement the adjusted police and fire salary scale, essentially condensing the scale from a 10-step pay scale down to a 5-year step pay scale, essentially making what was formerly step 6 now step 1. And all of those are in there to bring our police and fire starting salaries up to where they need to be. Not adjusting the overall cap, but just bringing the starting salaries in, so it will hopefully help facilitate our police and fire departments in their recruiting efforts and bringing some folks in.
So step 6 is now step 1 in the action of bringing it up.
Yes.
Okay, I think I got that. Okay. Okay. Right.
The full pay scale for police and fire is now in 76, if you want to see it. It's listed as steps 1 through 5. This used to be steps 6 through 10, essentially.
Gotcha. I do this every year, every budget.
No, it's fine.
I got this one.
Yeah.
So then, how many police and fire will this affect if they'll actually obtain a substantial raise?
It's actually going to affect more fire than it will police. So currently, as it stands today. Now, that being said, police has more vacancies than fire does. So bringing new folks in, it should positively impact police in their recruitment effort. As far as impacting current employees, the average tenure within our police department is higher than the average tenure within the fire department. So most of our firefighters have only been here 1 to 3 years. So if you think about it, that means that they're on steps currently 1 through 3. They're going to get bumped up to step 6. Most of our police officers have actually been here longer than 6 years. We've got, with the staff that we still have within our police department, we've got good retention there. But this will help in bringing in those new recruits as we're competing with still salaries neighboring around us, $10,000 higher than this. This brings us much, much closer to the market.
Is the school district aware of is it gonna be a
It's
big
actually,
increase for them?
so we don't have a single school resource officer that is less than 6-year tenure.
Okay.
So it actually has no effect on the school district rates.
Okay, good.
Didn't want to throw any surprises their way.
Yeah, no, this rate adjustment, that was something that was asked when we talked to them. It's because we told them, hey, we're looking at a 5% increase. Here are the reasons why. They asked about salaries, and I told them actually specifically for our school resource officers, it's the standard 5% that they're receiving. They're not receiving major jumps. And then, of course, it's broken out by department, so you can see the total spend for each department if needed, and then our generational information and all that's in there as well. But this is our proposed budget. I am happy to answer any questions. I won't say I'm happy to make any changes, but we will make changes if you so direct us to it. But I am very thankful to all of the staff who have worked really hard on this one this year. It is a pretty lean budget still, with our primary focus again being on the unrestricted fund balance and improving that with that $500,000 allocation. So in 2 years' time, we should have allocated $1 million to that reserve fund balance, which is a very good thing.
Trying to get that healthy thing
Yes, ma'am.
and keep it there.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the hard part.
So we have a special called meeting that will occur on August 25th at 6 p.m. That will be the public hearing and special called meeting on the tax rate and proposed budget. We would, correct me if I'm wrong, we would adopt the budget that night, and then there is a required timeline between then and September 8th, we would adopt the tax rate to fund the budget. So again, special called meeting on August the 25th. Regular meeting, September 8th, would be the adoption of the tax rate. Both those meetings will have public hearings attached to them.
Anything else?
Okay, one last question. I've already printed you this workbook. We are working on finalizing the pretty book, which we do digital. We have an online copy. If you want a full copy of the printed book with all the pretty stuff in it, I'm happy to print you a full copy. We have some staff that prefers printed copy because it's easy to pull out and reference as you're working on things. But if you want just this workbook, you can keep this workbook, or if you want the pretty book, I'll make you a pretty book. I'm trying to save a tree or two here and there when I can. But just let me know if you want a full printed book. We're happy to do it. I just don't want to do it and waste it, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
I'll just find a hole punch and put it in a folder.
And we will wait until after it's been adopted to do the final.
Oh, please.
Just so that everything's final and adopted.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I don't have a lot of the additional information in it as well. It has the organizational charts on each page, descriptions of each department's goals of each department. So it does have more information. But if your purpose is, hey, I just want to see the numbers, this is a great document to do that with. If you want the additional information, happy to give it to you. Or it's also going to be on our website. You can go to our website and click on anything you want. It's super easy to get.
Looking at numbers on the website. I just need a phone.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm probably gonna want them pretty,
Okay. Okay.
just because. You want my tree back?
Okay, anything else?
No.
Okay, next item is city manager's report.
Shelby Road was done at 7 o'clock last night. I want to go on the record and just share my appreciation to Mr. Rick Hatcher and Joe Trammell and Tarrant County and all the guys over there. That project should have taken a couple more months longer than what it did.
Commissioner Miles.
Commissioner Miles, when we expressed our concern about Shelby Road being under construction during the start of school, they made magic happen to be able to get it done, and they literally worked until the last minute. I mean, they got it done hours before traffic ramped up.
They had
this
it down to
morning.
one lane on a certain area on it today.
They did down, once school started, they were doing some finishing touches and cleaning
Okay.
up, but
Okay,
the
so it is-
repaving is done.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
very, very thankful that we did not have to contest with road construction this morning during the first day of school. First day of school traffic this morning was as you would expect. Significant concerns. We are still working and moving forward as quickly as we can on the traffic light at the intersection of Everman Parkway and Ray Street, trying to get that in. Hopefully we can get it in here in the next couple months. We thought we could expedite the process by going through by board, but unfortunately we cannot. We have to go through a bid process for procurement reasons, so it's in the bid process currently. I visited the city of Early last week. If you're not familiar with the city of Early, it's just right outside Brownwood. Had some great conversations on some economic development that they've done, and took a look at some things there. So I'm excited to potentially bring these ideas back. If you did not receive the email or you have not seen it online, Timberview Farmstead has shared that their nonprofit organization is closing. They are closing simply because the giving just wasn't there to be able to support. It's not the end of the story for Timberview Farmstead by any means. This is just their nonprofit side. They have some other options that they're looking at and some things that we're discussing. We are in conversations with them. So Timberview's not going away. It's just not going to be as big of a focus on a nonprofit, from my understanding. So there are a lot of things in the works right now with Timberview. But I've expressed our support to the Brown family and the staff that's worked out there. And I've told them anything we can do to help them with this transition as they're working things out, we'll be happy to do it. But Timberview has closed up shop for right now. Other than that, I got.
All right, Mayor's report, I just have one thing. City manager's evaluations, they will be mailed out. I'll get with Mindy, and within the next week or two, you'll be receiving them in the mail, and I'll also send out a email of it. Every year, I receive 6 completed from council. It is council members' responsibility to do evaluations on the city manager. So I'm requesting all 7 members fill out the evaluation. I did get with Susan and Judy. We cut it down from 13 pages to 2. So it's got 4 or 5 questions on it, and that's it. So no reason to not complete it. But if you do it online, you'll send it to me or Jennifer, then I will have copies there for you to sign at the meeting next month after we go over his evaluation during executive session, and then we'll get them turned in. So with that being said, the time is 8:06, and we are adjourned.